All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, excited to be here.
Today, we're going to be taking a look at a podcast episode
Mhm.
all about good parenting and more specifically, the rewards that come along with that.
Oh, interesting.
It is called Raising Great Kids with Love.
Oh,
And the hosts are Laura and Dave, who are both experts in child development.
awesome.
So they say they're going to reveal the positive outcomes that result from good parenting practices. So I'm really interested to dive into that.
Yeah, me too. Let's hear what they have to say.
So what are some of the main things that stood out to you about this episode?
Well, Laura and Dave really emphasize that good parenting, it doesn't just, benefit the child, obviously, but it actually creates positive ripple effects that can impact their lives as they grow and even extend out into society.
Hmm.
And they break this down into 4 key rewards of good parenting.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's hear them.
So the first one is kindness. They argue that good parenting, it really instills a sense of empathy and compassion in children. And that's going to make them more likely to help others throughout their lives.
Yeah, that makes sense. But how do they actually say that translates into like a better society as a whole?
Well, think about it. I mean, children who are raised with kindness, they're more likely to, volunteer in their communities or show empathy in their workplaces or even just stand up against injustice when they see it.
Right.
It's really about, building a more compassionate and just world one kind act at a time.
So it's not just about raising nice kids. It's about raising kids who are going to go out and make the world a better place.
Yeah, exactly. The second reward that they talk about is responsibility.
Okay.
So Laura and Dave suggest that when you teach children responsibility, even in like small tasks around the house, it helps them develop into adults who are more reliable and accountable.
Yeah, I get that. But I've also heard the opposite argument, like forcing kids to do chores. It's just going to create resentment.
Mm.
How do we make sure that it's actually building character and not, just creating rebellion?
Yeah, that's a good point. And I think that's the key, right? It's not about just, blind obedience.
Right.
Laura and Dave really suggest that parents involve their children in age-appropriate tasks and really take the time to explain the why behind them.
Mm.
So it's about showing them that their contributions actually matter and that they have a role to play in the family and in the larger community.
So it's more about collaboration and understanding than just, barking orders.
Exactly. The third reward that they highlight is love and security.
Okay.
They believe that when children feel safe, loved, and supported in their home environment, they're more likely to, develop into emotionally healthy adults who are capable of forming strong and positive relationships with others.
Yeah. I mean, that seems pretty intuitive, but how do they say that actually plays out in their adult lives?
Well, they said, children who grow up feeling secure are more likely to be able to trust other people, communicate effectively, and just build healthy relationships in general.
Hmm.
So it all really comes back to that feeling of safety and, being loved unconditionally.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And what about the fourth reward?
The fourth one is honesty.
Okay.
Laura and Dave argue that good parenting emphasizes honesty from a young age, and it helps build trust between parent and child, but also helps children develop into dependable individuals.
So it sounds like we're really talking about raising kids with integrity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about teaching children to value truthfulness and to act with integrity, even when it's difficult,
Yeah.
because that's what builds trust and strengthens relationships throughout their lives.
It sounds like Laura and Dave are really focused on, the long game here, like the kind of adults that these kids are going to become.
Oh, absolutely. Their message is not about instant gratification or quick fixes at all. It's about understanding that good parenting, it's an investment in the future, both for our children and for the world that they're going to inherit one day.
That's a really powerful thought.
Yeah.
So to everyone listening out there, how do these rewards of good parenting connect to your personal values and goals as a parent or a caregiver? What resonates most with you?
That's a great question.
Some food for thought.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the rewards of good parenting.
absolutely.
And we'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration.
See you then.
Bye, everybody.